Hey ladies and gentlemen, Steven here from Redolessence. Welcome back to another video. I know I had recently done a video on my top 10 favorite fragrances by the company Bdk Parfums. In this video, I would like to just focus on the top 5 that I think are appropriate for the summer months. And so if you are thinking about picking up a fragrance from this company, but obviously you want it to be one that would be appropriate for when it gets really hot outside, I hope this video may provide you with a little bit of value. So these are my top 5 favorite Bdk Parfums fragrances for the summertime. Make sure to stay tuned. Now, before I begin this video and I tell you what my top 5 favorite Bdk Parfums fragrances are for the summertime, I do want to mention that if you are a fan of fragrance-related content, if you like fragrance reviews on YouTube, but also top 5 or top 10 videos, giveaways, unboxings, and more, please do consider supporting this channel by subscribing to it. And while you're at it, please leave a like down below for the YouTube algorithm. I would really appreciate it. And so Bdk Parfums is a Parisian brand, and I think it came out in like 2016 is the year that I saw on Fragrantica of some of the earlier iterations being released. And this is a company that I've known about for a few years now. And I acquired most of these fragrances last year, with one of them being my favorites, which is Rouge Smoking. I absolutely love this one. But that's one that reminds me of the autumn. Now, of course, when you're wearing fragrances indoors, you can pretty much wear them whenever you want. No real restrictions there. But there are some where the DNA is a little bit more fresh leaning. So you'll get more citrusy notes, you'll get more fresh notes, ozonic notes, a little bit on the oceanic or salty side as well. So that's what the purpose of today's video is. I want to talk about the ones that I think are appropriate for the hotter months, and we are going to start things off with Tuberose Imperial. Now, this is an awesome floral, starchy, long-lasting perfume. It does lean a little bit feminine though, or I should say you have to be a fan of tuberose to really appreciate this fragrance. Whenever I smell tuberose, I'm also reminded of a lot of other starchy white floral ingredients. Iris comes to mind as well. And so you kind of have like this tuberose iris thing happening in here. It's very extroverted. It's very outspoken. And if you are a fan of floral ingredient, there's a little bit of a woodsy base as well. I think you're going to really enjoy Tuberose Imperial. I know my wife actually loves wearing one of the fragrances on this list, actually the one in the number 3 spot. But this is a great one if you're just thinking of a very sort of bright floral fragrance to wear in the hotter weather. I think that one would get the job done very nicely. There is another one on this list which was a little bit more leaning on the spicy side with like nutmeg and cardamom. I didn't include that fragrance in here. And so I'm trying to think about the ones that are generally going to be on the fresher side. So the next one is Gris Charnel, also iris. So we're talking about iris and tea. So both of those ingredients for me are perfect for the hotter weather. There is a little bit of a spicy component in here as well. And there's also a little bit of like this smooth cashmeron sort of vanilla thing happening in the base. And so when you're thinking about the type of fragrance to wear in the hotter weather, I think this would do really well on a nice romantic evening. Probably after the sun sets, if you're out with your significant other and maybe you're sharing a drink or you're having like a really nice meal, I would definitely recommend trying Gris Charnel for that particular occasion. I think it's more of like this romantic, cozy date night, evening out kind of a fragrance. So the one my wife loves and is the one called Bouquet de Hongrie. I was going to say I recently conducted a giveaway and somebody on my channel won a full-size bottle of this one. This is awesome. This is this bright, fresh, youthful, and flirty rose, strawberry, and pear fragrance. So the pear kind of gives it this bright effervescent touch, which is really, really nice. And then the rose that's in here is not too strong. It's not an overly jammy rose. It doesn't have too strong of a presence. It's a little bit on the lighter side. It definitely has this gentle demeanor about it that I think makes the fragrance that much more likable and accessible. So Bouquet de Hongrie, and it's not all about the rose. There are some other floral ingredients in here as well, but really sitting at the fore of the composition composition is that very gentle and genial rose note that you get in here. It's an awesome fragrance. Bouquet de Hongrie is a great one for the hotter months. And then of course, now we're getting into the top two. You can't go wrong with either one of these fragrances. Number 2 is Sel d'Argent. And of course, as the name implies, this one is gonna have a little bit of salt in it. And so you kind of have like this salty beach type of a vibe that you're gonna get in the opening. You also have this Tunisian orange blossom note in here. So it comes across rather fresh and citrusy. It's a clean fragrance. And then in the base, you have like the Isoe Super, the Ambroxan. You have a lot of these ingredients in here that make you think of these bright, fresh, compliment-getting citrus fragrances for the summertime. And this one really just reminds me of being on the beach. It reminds me of vacationing with the family. You have a little bit of that salty freshness in here. Also, maybe something about it kind of evokes like the aura of sun-kissed skin. I was going to say like sunblock or suntan lotion, but that's not quite it because it doesn't smell coconutty. It doesn't smell too strongly of any tropical floral ingredients, but this is awesome for the summertime. This warm weather, compliment-getting Isoe Super, Ambroxan, and citrusy fragrance. Very well done. But my favorite from this company for the summertime is without a doubt Citrus Riviera. So of course this fragrance is inspired, actually both of these are inspired by the French Riviera, and this one is very bright, citrusy. You have the orange, the bergamot, but you also have this aromatic component going on in the heart of it. It makes it interesting and it keeps it smelling very fresh and unique. I was almost gonna say quirky, but there's nothing inaccessible about this formula. It's a very easy to like, very easy to love fragrance, perfect for the summertime. Just the citrus is so abundant in here. You know, that zesty warmth is exactly what you seek. That kind of solace or respite that you're looking for in the hotter months that really keeps you feeling cool and rejuvenated. And I personally love this one. I have worn quite a bit of this, maybe about 5 or 6 mLs, and this is going to be in my heavy rotation for the summer months. I absolutely love Citrus Riviera, but in my opinion, I think all of these fragrances are appropriate for the hotter months. I think some of them might be a little feminine leaning, and then some of these are absolutely, you know, stunning for the hotter weather. And you know, Gris Charnel is a mixed bag, if you will. If you like tea, if you like iris, especially on an evening out, you're gonna love this one. But in any case, I hope you enjoyed this list. These have been my top 5 favorite Bdk Parfums fragrances for the summertime. If you took something of value from this video and you're not subscribed to this channel, I would really appreciate it if you would consider supporting this channel by subscribing to it. Also, while you're at it, please leave a like down below if you like this video. Thank you so much for watching. I'm excited to shoot more videos for my subscribers. I'll see you next time. Love you guys.